Wow.
So, Atif and Jesse, this is both of y'all's first appearance on the show, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
And the reason why we extended an invitation to you guys generally is because I've become aware of a more public leadership role that you've begun to play in Mount Vernon grassroots politics. Atif, of course, through the writing that you've done with Black Westchester, which I've been aware of for a couple of months now, and was instantly impressed at the quality of writing. And I think AJ will recall me giving you plaudits for the good work.
He went straight to Facebook with it too.
Yeah.
Straight to Facebook.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
saying he didn't wait for me to post it. He just
wait.
like straight to Facebook.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
And Brother Van Loo, because of the joint call that you issued with Atif for a rally this upcoming Wednesday evening. And so we really, to be quite honest, I think AJ, Damon, myself, Lorraine, and a lot of other figures who are loosely associated with the Black Westchester team, I'm going to say generally,
Yes.
are of the view that we've been out and pretty prominent in local politics and have been issuing the call for resistance to some of the policies, the objectionable policies that Mayor Thomas has been instituting since he was inaugurated. But you guys have really, in some respects, raised your voices even louder with the call for this demonstration.
Yes.
I myself have been, long a proponent of a more direct action kind of tactics in order to begin to try to neutralize what the mayor is doing. But you guys issued a call independently. We never even had any discussion or anything. So I really wanted to give you guys an opportunity, for one, just to share with us and with the members of the audience what motivated you motivated you to issue this call, what kind of response you've gotten thus far, and what you hope will be the outcome.
Well,
And
You go ahead.
well, thank you for the opportunity, Bob and AJ Woodson and Lorraine. I appreciate it. It's good to actually put a name with the face, so it's good to be here. But to get to your point, Bob,
Is his mic on?
can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Mic check, mic check.
Just gotta talk right into the mic. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. There you go.
So I want to talk, mainly about what got me here to this point and started working specifically with Black Westchester.
And let me just say, and you, like Bob, grew up with the Thomas family. You knew this.
Yeah,
guy,
I knew
so
the Thomas family very well, for a long time. And this is disappointing. This is not enjoyable. I'm not enjoying this. This is not what we expected and want for our city. But unfortunately, this mayor has no conscience, as our former council president, Roberto Puzo, said, and he is evil. And I agree with that. And based on the actions that he has displayed. Your hard work, Bob, and AJ, doing stories about Mount Vernon has inspired me, and some work that Cynthia Turnquest Jones has done has inspired me to, be a part of the team and kind of give more information about what's going on specifically in Mount Vernon. And I know Brenda Crump has been out there exclusively at the courtrooms, and I want to support her on that effort as well. So I figured I need to be a part of this team. But as far as the rally, which is why we're here, Save Our Mount Vernon Rally, is to bring awareness to the public of the facts of what is going on in Mount Vernon. Mayor Thomas, as he will this Tuesday, is going to be giving a demonstration about Memorial Field. He has no input in Memorial Field. He's banned. He can't even step foot in Memorial Field, so he should not be talking about it. It's a county-led project.
Wait. No, but he got Diddy. He gonna remix it.
Right, no.
I'm sorry.
So why is he on stage talking about Memorial Field when, number one, he's blocked from it, number two, he has no input in making any plans. So I'm starting to think that we have a disconnect, and it's just those types of actions. And I mean, we all know what happened with Kayla tennis court, and I think just that action, says a lot. And it hit me hard, which is why I think around June I started, exclusively writing for Black Westchester, bringing awareness as to what's going on, because he is lying. He is lying. People need to know that Mayor Thomas is not telling the truth. and it needs to be brought up. It needs to be stopped. The misleading of information, telling you that your taxes are going to go over 200%. That's never been heard of. That cannot happen. It's not true. And for a mayor to spend money and to put fear, and misleading information out into the public is not right. Now, we also have a criminality issue with this mayor. He has brought in criminals to do work, to tear down our property. Convicted criminals. I'm not even, judging him. I'm saying he was a convicted criminal before he started doing work. Michael Figueroa is who I'm talking about. So he brought this man in to do some work that he shouldn't have been doing. He's not licensed. And for some reason, the mayor thinks that he should get paid for the crime that he's committed. And it's this type of behavior, Bob, that is really upsetting a lot of people. And I think Jesse will speak on more stuff, but Michael Figueroa and the business that he's done with the city, the crime that he's done in the city, and the lack of respect that the mayor has for the community by lying and misleading is definitely a major concern for me.
Right.
And I think Jesse's going to speak on a few other things.
Before we turn to you, Jesse, just for the interest of full disclosure to our audience members, there is a possibility I'll be speaking at the rally on Wednesday, and so as I pose the questions and we have this discussion, I do want anyone to understand, be aware of this, lest you think I am hiding important information.
Right.
But in any case.
And I just want to add, regarding Kayla, the big question that I have, and I think a lot of people have, is why is he still out? Why wasn't he arrested for being involved in that takedown? That's what I don't understand. He was, he put out an order to the building department to shut down the tennis court. That's one thing. Then he said, Michael, go with the building department and tear it down as well. You just can't do that. So why wasn't charges pressed? Why didn't they go to the district attorney and said, listen, sue this guy. This is a criminal act. This is, mischief. He was trespassing. He had no reason to be there. There was no court order giving him a reason to be there. So why was he there? So it's questions like that need to be answered. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they will be answered. I'm going to keep it real. I got tired of reading Facebook, social media, seeing people talk about what they need to do, who's not doing what. Mayor Thomas is basically putting the city upside down. If it's not there yet, it's there. I got to the point where it's like, you know what? My voice is not going to be silent anymore. I'm going to speak. Like a lot of people in Mount Vernon know me, so I got calls this week. Jess, why are you doing it? I'm not wrong. Look, we voted for him. We can vote him out.
Right.
City council members, stand up, because we coming. So just like me standing up, I should have another 400 or 500 people. I won't say brothers, sisters, doesn't matter who's out there. Should be out there at the rally Wednesday, the 22nd at 6 o'clock. Rain or shine, we're going to be there.
Absolutely.
Rain or shine, we're going to be there. Now, the things that's been going on, people are terrified. You got people in City Hall right now want to come to this rally. I got people calling me, they're not going to come. They're worried about retaliation, payback, supervisors writing somebody up and worrying about their jobs, and it's all wrong. This man been in it for a short time, and there's no way for him to act the way he's acting right now, doing the things he's doing right now. I want to find out, City Council wrote their Article 26 for Cuomo.
Seven. Is it 26?
Is it 26? I think it's 26.
70. Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I got the city charter, looked at it.
Okay.
You can find out.
Yeah, right.
And find out if she drafted it, or did she send it. Now, most of the time the events is going on, city council members are nowhere around, except for maybe one. I won't say his name. Everybody know who it is. But it's the fact that they should be there. I'm requesting city council members to be there Wednesday, too, at 6 o'clock Wednesday, the 22nd of August. Show up.
Now, there's a city council meeting that day, too, right? This is before the meeting?
If they have a meeting, it's early in the day, I don't think it'd be 6 o'clock. I looked on
the city council meeting is at 7 o'clock.
At 7?
I'm going to be honest. I'm unsure, and I actually
What is the
discussed
date?
this with
What
the
is
The
the
team.
22nd.
But remember, we're in the
City
mental
Council is
August.
Oh, there's only one in August,
That's
right?
right.
I think
Right,
so.
right.
I
Okay.
assume
Because it's usually the second and fourth week,
Yeah, I think
except
summer
for
recess,
August
I think.
and maybe July.
Yeah, it's July and
July and
August.
August only has one.
Yeah.
One meeting.
And I
Okay.
was-
the summer recess, I think.
I was there at City Hall. I made sure the letters was correct for the PA system. You know, make sure they stamp my letter so it won't be no problem with Thomas and his henchmen over there trying to shut us down. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to be there.
Let me ask you, and I missed part of it. I just want to say our guest for today is also New York State Governor candidate Larry Stark. His people just called for direction.
Very
so
sharp.
Okay.
Sharp. I'm sorry, Larry Sharp.
Mhm.
I've mispronounced his name 3 times
Because
today.
I said it earlier when you wasn't here.
Right, and his people just called to get their address. They had a problem with the address, so he is trying to get here. So I stepped out the room. In other words,
Okay,
so
no.
but you touched upon it a little bit. Do you fear retaliation? Are you worried about what putting your name on this
No.
means? Because I mean, I know that a lot of people.
Jesse,
and I want
I
to say,
don't
and I
mean-
want to say one thing too. While the retaliation is greater now under this administration, the same was for Ernie Davis. So a lot of people that couldn't come out and support us for the things we were doing and speak on the record or even shake my hand
Mm-hmm.
in City Hall because of a fear of retaliation from the Ernie Davis administration.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, but it seems that it's greater now. But I just want, for those who will say it was like that before, it was, but I think it's greater.
It's greater now. I'm getting calls now. And if they can't speak, I'll speak for them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have speakers there Wednesday. They're going to talk. Some people may feel we should hold back and don't put them on notice, but I'm going to put them on notice. I'm not going to have no prepared statement. I'm going to write what I feel. Because, like, for me to stand up, a citizen of Mount Vernon, taxpayer, worked at the library for 30 years. I got hurt on the job, so now I retired. I see a lot of things I should have been seeing a long time ago. Like I said, I'm trying to get my people to stand up and come there and show support because he has to go.
Exactly.
He has to go, Monday, I may draft a letter for resignation. Sit down. You deal with your court case later on. And we just got to change. We got a vision of Mount Vernon. It's not only that. We got things that should be happening. He's worried about building a beach in Mount Vernon, importing sand.
Unbelievable.
You can't do that. What about filtration system to clean the water off the, what is it, sawmill over there, whatever it is, the hutch? You can't do that. Fix the potholes.
Isn't that the area where we're
Yes.
being sued from the sewer with the water?
Yes.
And
With
he
the
wants to put
sewage
people
going
in.
into the water? Isn't that what we're being sued for?
Yes.
Isn't this the same area that where the
Yes.
beach would technically be?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to clear that
So,
up.
so it's,
We have
it's,
sewage going in the water now. And we're
and
gonna
it's a
make a
list.
beach.
You talk about getting a filter system to fix that, but somebody did ask him how much money it was going to cost. We never got an answer. But the potholes, they filled it up in 2 days. The third day it's out. So you're wrecking your car. Street lights out. The main thing too is get the cops walking the beat again. We don't see them. Have 5 overdoses on 3rd Street. They was there for 2 days. You drive by 3rd Street and First Avenue now, and you look at them. They still out there walking around like zombies. The same thing. So where does it stop? The only way it's going to stop is we change who's sitting in the house in there. And I consider that house up there our house, the people's house.
Well, it is.
Okay?
Just like the White House in Washington. It is. It's,
And we have problems with it, so we're trying to do what we got to do, and I couldn't take it. So I'm asking, and this may not be the last rally, trust me. They're going to see my face, and the face
Yep.
has a name now, Jesse Van Loo. And I don't worry about retaliation. I'm not worried about that. I have no fear.
Well, you have Damon's not here, so I will read his comment. He said it's the unfortunate culture of black politics in Mount Vernon, and we wonder why the city looks the way it does. And I'll add to that, and a lot of black communities, black and brown communities, we're quick to blame the white man for the reason the city is the way it is and the situation. We can't blame the white man at Mount Vernon. We can't blame. I mean, we got a black government. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
There might be some white people pulling the strings in the background, but we have a black government. We're one of the few places on the eastern seaboard, on the East Coast, that have a black government. Not just Westchester, but on the East Coast, that has a black government. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're not. Anthony Old School Mitchell said, "Hey Jesse, my brother.
Yes.
What's good of people before politics?" Louise Cherico said exactly. These mayors have to first fix infrastructure, then make nice attractions. I agree.
I just want to underscore the point that Brother
Yeah.
Jesse made about the climate of hostility that the mayor has attempted to create almost from the day that he walked into office by his deliberate violation of lots of rules and regulations that he took an oath to abide by, one of the most important of which is respecting the due process rights of Mount Vernon's municipal workers.
Right.
And the immediate catalyst for the demonstration is, of course, the mayor's decision to try to wreak revenge on Damon, because Damon's been part of that vocal group of critics,
Right.
by having his daughter's cupcake shop could shut down. It is unacceptable, everyone. It is unacceptable for the mayor to run roughshod over the legal statutes that he said he would abide by for the purpose of seeking vengeance on one of his political opponents. And this is just the most recent. I mean, this is it's outrageous what Mayor Thomas does.
That was the last straw with me.
Yeah.
I was there the next day.
Yeah.
When Kayla, he took it down that night. The next day I went down there. I was the first straw.
I was there that
That
night.
was the
I got
second
a call,
straw.
I got a call at midnight. I was there by 12:30. I was out there with Kayla.
You
till
need 3 police and yellow tape.
I was out there. I was out there with Kayla till like 3, 4 in the morning. And before I left, he looked me in the face and he said, "What do you do? Who do you call when the police department is protecting the people that are violating?"
Exactly.
And
Why would they be there 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like he was just sitting there still in awe, like in shock that this actually happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me just add a couple of things, because I think if you go on to our event, you'll see a press release of some of the things that we're going to be speaking about. One in particular is a commissioner to charter change, because as of right now, my biggest beef was with the council, but I can understand they're in a tight situation right now because there's not much they can do. They don't have much power to do anything to stop them. That's why it's gotten this big and bad. So we need to commission a charter, or we need to commission a commission to change the charter, so that way, the council has a little bit more power and input, and so does the public, because the council are our customer service representatives. They represent the public, so they need to have some say-so in some of this stuff, and or more. And one of the items that
I just want to be clear.
Sure.
It's not that they don't have say-so. It's that the mayor is overriding their authority and doing what he wants to do.
Anyway.
Right.
It's not because the charter, there are things in the charter because we've gone to court. They've gone to court and the judge said some of this is what? Ambiguous. Like, why are y'all coming to me for things that are, it's there in your charter.
Unambiguous.
Unambiguous. I'm sorry.
Right.
So I just want to clarify that the charter does give them power. There are things that the mayor cannot do without the approval of both the council and sometimes the board of estimates, but he does anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that it's not written down.
Right.
It's just even with closing down these businesses without due process. The mayor
So then
is
it goes
acting
back to council. Then
what's my favorite word now? I heard it all week. Autocrat. Autocrat.
Mm-hmm.
Autocrat. Yeah. He's being a dictator or autocrat or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I mean, I just want to just echo what AJ has said. There is plenty that the city council can do, but refuses to do because they feel that they may have to pay a political price and lose their popularity with the electorate in the city of Mount Vernon.
Right.
But that's part of the job. When you swear an oath to protect the Constitution or the higher laws, your first concern needs to be in safeguarding those higher laws, and not your own job. And the thing that the city council can do, that it has continuously fumbled the ball on, is it could take the mayor to court on an Article 78 proceeding that would have a judge clarify decisions that they are making that they maintain are illegal. But the city council has really refused. AJ has said it already.
They're sitting on their hands.
They are.
That's what they're doing.
And I want to just make one valid point too about because actually a council person did say on Facebook, on social media, that she was going to send a referral to Cuomo to have Mayor Thomas removed from office for a certain amount of days, but that was not done. So the attempt was there, the promise was made, but nothing was done. So we also want to follow up on that with Councilwoman Lisa Copeland, because she did say on Facebook, Twitter through Facebook, that she will send a referral to the governor, Governor Cuomo, that is, to suspend, because I think you can only suspend the mayor. You can't completely
for like
remove
60 or
him.
90 days.
60
or
or
90
90
days,
days,
I think.
yeah.
It's 90.
So it would be a recommendation to suspend the mayor for those days, and we need her to do that because.
Let me just, and I just want to say this, and this goes to the residents as well. And I'm reminded of a documentary that was about Martin Luther King and who's the president? Harry Truman? Was it Truman?
It was Lyndon B. Johnson.
I'm sorry, Lyndon. I'm sorry. And basically, there's a scene in the documentary where he wanted to do some of that stuff, but he's like, "You're gonna have to make me do it. Like, you're gonna have to speak up. You're gonna have to bring the attention. You're gonna have to fight for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're just gonna have to, like, nothing that we've been given, nothing that we've accomplished in our history, as far as civil rights, the voting, any of that stuff. Nobody gave it to us because it was the right thing to do.
Right.
Them white people didn't let us sit where we wanted to on the bus because it was the right thing to do. Black people stayed off the bus for over a year. Them people's about to go bankrupt. You have to use your voice and your power, and that's what's important with a rally of this kind. And that's the point that I wanted to bring up. Let your voice be heard, because I'm gonna tell you what, if this rally goes on and there's not numbers, and I'm talking about at least 100 people, the press ain't coming to pay y'all no mind. Ain't nobody paying no mind.
They're not gonna worry about it.
People going, numbers scare people.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the South Side. I'm talking about Fleetwood. I'm talking about the Heights. I'm talking about Mount Vernon.
Right.
Anybody who believes that what's going on needs to stop, needs to show up. Everybody doesn't need to speak. But some people, you need to show up.
Yeah.
And numbers is numbers. See, numbers get people scared because numbers are voters.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Yo, you got 250 people, 300 people or more, and these are voting people. Yeah. Somebody going to pay attention to what they got to say. You know what I'm saying? Even if you try to dismiss them, you can't dismiss that number. Like, it's numbers. And we don't come out in numbers. We sit back. This ain't the type of thing y'all need to watch on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It will be broadcasted live. This ain't the type of thing you need to look at the pictures and the videos after the fact. This is the type of thing where you need to come out. If you feel something needs to be done, if you're tired of the way things are being done, if you don't like and you don't agree what's being done, then show up. That's it. You just need to show up. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be opposition, but that can't stop you. You understand what I'm saying? You got to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say. I mean, I don't want to take over your thing, but I mean, as far as this, and this goes for any kind of this, I'm tired of these rallies and these organizational meetings and stuff. Like I've been involved in about 5 or 6 groups that started. Bob's been with a couple of them. All of these kind of things.
Why you had to say me?
No, but we came to the meetings because we heard what it was supposed to, the group was going to be and everything like that, and it never manifested to nothing. It's time to stop meeting. Well, we're going to meet in closed rooms and complain. It's time. Stop calling Black Westchester complaining.
Right.
Stop talking about this stuff to other people and complaining.
Well,
what are you going to do? I mean, that's the bottom line. You are the residents. You are the people. You are the taxpayers. These elected officials and the police department and all of them work for you. Your taxpayers pay their salary.
Exactly.
They shouldn't tell you, police shouldn't tell you how policing should be done in your neighborhood. Like other communities, we supposed to tell them how we want our neighborhood to the police.
Exactly.
We supposed to hold these people we elected them. Like I said, you voted. They wouldn't be there if they didn't come through and tell us all the pretty words and get our vote. We was important, and then our opinion mattered then.
Yeah.
And in full disclosure, I voted. I supported Richard Thomas.
I worked the campaign.
And I did too.
I was his
under false pretense, by the way.
I was his social media department. I mean, I did his social media.
Yeah.
I ran his Facebook page, his Instagram page, his Twitter page.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I helped look over some press releases.
Let me ask you, AJ, where do you think the disconnect was? Like, where do you think the break-in? Like, what do you think was the disconnect? Just, I mean, out of curiosity. Just.
I mean, for me personally, I can only speak for me.
Covering it before I have.
I can only speak for me.
Right.
The greatest thing that he did was to hide the fact that Spezio was involved.
Yeah.
I never knew. I heard the name Joe thrown around once or twice. I found out about Spezio after the primary and the move to the Washington office. You know what I'm saying? Before that, there was no Spezio on 4th Avenue and on Gramerton. I ain't know Spezio existed. I thought, and I'm going to tell you what I thought, and I told Ernie Davis supporters and everybody else, yo, a lot of the other people, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and this is my opinion, a lot of them were just looking for a couple more years. Some of them just wanted to pad their years for their pension or whatever. Like Richard Thomas had aspirations to go on to further offices. You understand what I'm saying? And the only way that works, he had to do a good job at Mount Vernon. Even if his intentions weren't honorable, it was just so he can be governor or whatever. Like, Mount Vernon still would have had to been he would have had to been successful.
Right.
And I thought Mount Vernon would benefit from that.
Exactly.
And also, I had his ear, and I said where he was young and where he was inexperienced, if he allowed the older people around him that knew what time it was, the voices of reason, and he surrounded himself with that, he could do a damn good job.
I'm telling you, that's where the disappointment comes
but
in.
we were fighting. You know how there's like the battle you see and the battle you don't? So we were fighting the battle we see. We didn't see the forces behind the Spezio factor, and we put Spezio's face on that. There's other people that's behind that. It's not just we give Spezio sometimes too much power. There's other people and other people's money that was involved in that.
Right. But
But Spezio was the face of that. So we didn't know that. You understand what I'm saying? And then when we started seeing the change, I started seeing a change in his relationship with me. You understand what I'm saying? I never went against Richard Thomas. I didn't push Richard Thomas away. Richard Thomas pushed me away. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so did a lot of other people.
Some stuff happened in the campaign towards the general election. He didn't know where it was coming from. He distanced himself from me.
Yeah.
That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying? I never walked away from him. I was the person in the camp, minus Cynthia, who called in on WVOX, who was still a believer in him way beyond I was. Yo, everybody was like, yo, why are you still giving this dude the benefit of the doubt? Why are you still reaching out? When there was the breakup in the division, I was the one trying to hold and put meetings together with Sam Rivers and Richard Thomas. And let me just tell you about that. Yo, I got Sam to do all that you could ever expect from Sam. They would worry about him recording. Sam was willing to give me both his phones, walk in that room, have that meeting, and get his phones afterwards. Come on, we talking Sam Rivers. You can't ask for no more.
No.
But that wasn't good enough, though. Then it was something else
Sam
and something
means well.
else.
He means
and
well.
no, but I'm just saying, though, that was when the whole thing, because there was a division between them. And I'm not speaking for neither one of them, what there was. But I felt like, yo, we had done too much work for everybody to fall apart just before the primary. I was working with Butch. Me and Butch was going back and forth. Butch was speaking for Rich and trying to, what Rich felt. And I was sharing what Damon and Sam and others felt, and Andre and others felt, and was trying to bring everybody to the table. Met with him a few times. He met with me one time. He had a difference of opinion of something he didn't understand with Damon. Found out where Damon was, we went to Damon so they could have the conversation.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then that it just we did our part and he didn't hold up his part.
Right.
And I say this lastly, and I've said this all along. Is our next guest here? Okay. One second. I say this lastly, and I'm gonna give you a chance before the end of the show to go back on.
All right.
I was in Atlanta. Everybody knows I came back home 2014. I was in Atlanta for like 10, 12 years. I did not participate in any Ernie Davis or Clinton Young campaigns. Not saying I wouldn't have if I was here.
Yeah.
I was not here. And the one time I did live in New York, before that, I think for a year or so I was living in New Rochelle, so I couldn't vote or I wasn't part of the election. And I held Ernie Davis' feet to the fire. Asked him for them last 2 years of his last term. how much more do you think I'm going to hold the feet to the fire of the person that I helped get in office, that I voted for, that I put my name on the line for? Man. There's people on the South Side walking up to me talking about, your mayor. Yeah, you know I only voted because of you. That's the only reason I voted for him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh, every time you do something, oh, your mayor, there you go, your mayor. You know what I'm saying? So I got to wear that. So I'm going to be harder. And you were, more importantly than anything else, you were the future of black politics, and not just Mount Vernon, not just Westchester, but New York State and maybe further. You understand? You were the promise of hope for a whole lot of people who gave up hope. Yes. And I've had these conversations with Richard Thomas himself. Anything I'm saying now, I told the man himself. So this is not just me just talking of the. Yeah. I've had these conversations with him. You understand what I'm saying? He was the voice of hope. He was the future of black politics. He was, the millennials jumped on it because he was one of them. Yep. Everybody else was old enough to be their grandfather or grandmother. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of us. I mean, one of them. I'm not a millennial. You know what I'm saying? They believed in him. And there was people that didn't have hope, gave up all hope in Mount Vernon. Started to believe. People never voted before. People coming to the campaign office on 4th Avenue when they had the cookout for Mighty and them. 40, 50 years old, never voted, didn't believe in the system, was registering to vote right there because they was believing in the hope. Because they all was like, my vote don't count. Yeah. And all them same people like, oh, see, I told you my vote don't count. And you got people saying, I ain't never voting again. You have more 18 to 25-year-old first-time voters probably in a very long time because the other administrations didn't go out and pull out, try to get to them people, try to register. I registered 101 people myself, registered in Mount Vernon for that election. I registered. Wow. You know what I'm saying? The things come in stacks of 100. I keep 100 stack at my house. I got one now. You understand what I'm saying? People was coming by my house, and we just drop them off. You give them, sign them, we drop them off. I registered 101 people. And most of them 18 to 25 are first-time voters that never voted before. Tim telling the felons that they could vote if they was off parole because they was told they couldn't vote. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
When you say you're gonna be for public safety, and we got all these murders, and now, you got this man running the police department, and public safety is our biggest problem right now. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? When you say you're gonna be for these things, and you go after other mayors, you campaign for the attorney general to come and investigate the mayor's office for 2 years. Guess what? They doing it now. You're the mayor, though. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you've been calling for this, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself on their radar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry for that
rant. It's okay, but you gotta bring it.
For real, like that
was my fault. That was my fault.
Real, no, but you asked the question. That's right. That's the answer to the question. There ain't no short answer to that. There isn't. There isn't. Go ahead, Jess. I wanted to give our other guests a quick second to. Final words about the rally coming up. I wanted y'all to quickly.
Quickly. Yes. So thank you, AJ, for the time. Thank you, Lorraine and Dr. Bob, for having myself and Jesse here to talk about the Save for Rally in Mount Vernon. Is going to be this Wednesday coming up, August 22nd at 6 p.m., 6 to 8 p.m. on the front steps of City Hall. We will be there. We expect you all to be there for the things that we discussed earlier. But please take a gander at our Save Mount Vernon March event on Facebook. Also, you can find it on Black Westchester. They've been supportive and getting the word out as well. So I want to thank AJ for allowing me as a correspondent to write about the event through Black Westchester. But I know you pressed for time, so I don't want to go into more about what we're marching for. But on the event, you'll see a press release, and it'll give a good detail.
For anybody want more information, where do they go?
Save Mount Vernon March. Just type it in on the search box in Facebook. Save Mount Vernon March, and there is where you'll find in the discussion column a press release detailing our objectives and some solutions for the mayor as well and city council.
Any last words?
Thank you, AJ, Louise, Dr. Bob. Appreciate everything that's done for us today, but people, please, Lorraine, I got you. Look,
I was going to correct you after you
thank
finished.
you. I appreciate it, Lorraine.
Lorraine's sweet girl.
Wednesday, 22nd, 6 o'clock. Show up. And if you think you wanted your voice to be heard, I think we'll let you to the podium. We have nothing to hold back. We got everything to give. Solution is the answer. The person sitting behind the house, like I said, is our house, not his. We vote him in, we can vote him out. City council, putting you on notice too. We
Yes.
coming. Everybody's not doing their job. We voted for y'all.
And we're giving them a deadline. They got 60 days. From the day that we march on the 22nd, they got 60 days to give us an answer on what's being done or what's going to be done. So there is a deadline.
I just
involved.
want to also say, I would like to see the governor's running for re-election too.
Okay.
So
Right.
so he has the power to make that move that y'all talked about.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
He's
he
too
need
busy
to be
running for
put-
president.
But he need to be put on blast.
Well, he'll
Well,
be
we-
there
and
too.
Bring his attention. If you bring up his name enough while he's running for election,
Yeah.
you get his attention.
Well, that's why we didn't expose everything here today. We didn't say everything. We holding back to Wednesday. So we was trying to basically refrain our words and
Right.
not let y'all know everything. But you come Wednesday, you're going to hear it all. You will definitely hear it all.